Hello everybody, I am SSD Showstopper and today is the 14th of March 2024. Now I was just on a live and I was watching the whole entire Vybz Kartel situation and the case that is being brought to the Privy Council, and the defense attorney was pushing for it to be overturned, for them to throw out the case based on the grounds of the phone evidence being tampered with, the phone, the telecommunication device that was tampered with, meaning that it was in the possession of someone who is, deemed law enforcement. However, they were using the phone at the time. That's one of the reasons. Not only that, they're also saying that the juror was corrupted. He was found to be corrupted, and so they should have thrown out the case or have it, retried based on the fact that there was a corrupted juror. And, given the fact that there was 11 members that they were working with, the judge made a decision that was tough at a time, wherein it was a lengthy court case and they were close to the verdict. And so the judge decided that, he's going to let him sit in based on decorum and principle. However, they would investigate the matter, and if such is the case, have him arrested for corruption. And so that was the second defense that the defense was putting in. Also, the third one was the fact that they say that he wasn't guaranteed a fair trial in Jamaica based on the fact that everybody knows the situation, and there's so much controversies around Vybz Kartel and the things that he introduced in society, of which many people didn't like. And so because of that, they're claiming that he would not be granted a fair trial. So they wanted the entire case to be thrown out. That was what they were bringing to the Privy Council. Now we have listened, we have heard, and the Privy Council have said that they will be referring the matter. The verdict is that they are referring the matter back to the Court of Appeal in Jamaica for them to make a decision whether or not the case should be thrown out or a retrial would be granted. Now, I looked into the situation, and remember that the Court of Appeal they went to the Court of Appeal at first, and a decision was made that the verdict stands and he should, continue his sentence. However, they will shave off around 3 years because at the time I think he was incarcerated before trial. And so they shave off that time from him and give him 31 years in prison. So he's eligible for parole after 31 years. So there's a life imprisonment, eligibility for parole after 31 years. And so with that being said, now the Privy Council have made their decision that they will be sending the case or the matter back to the Court of Appeal in Jamaica for them to have a decision, or for them to make a decision. The Privy Council have examined all the matter, everything that's in place, and they had admitted that the judge was caught between a rock and a hard place for him to decide to throw out the juror, throw out the case, have it retried and all of that. They are also looking into the tampering with the evidence, who it benefited. They also look into the fact that there could be a deliberate attempt to pervert the course of justice in Jamaica, and because of such, when it came to the juror, it couldn't have been a situation wherein the judge would automatically just throw out the case, because tampering with the evidence and also the juror bribing would benefit who? The defendant. And because of such, they are ruling it back to the Court of Appeal for them to make a decision. So to me, the Privy Council is basically saying that we don't want to be a part of this, we don't want to caught up with this. A decision can easily be made, and because of such, we will make a decision. But like I said, I always say to people that you can't determine. These are intelligent individuals. Yes, persons are all intelligent in the matter, but you can't determine or preempt a decision of what the Privy Council will make based on their body language or based on what you see the questions that they're asking. It doesn't work like that. They're in their duty and they are performing their duty as such. And because of that, you can't preempt that, okay, yeah, they're going to free him because of the questions that were asked to the prosecutor and stuff like that. No, I believe, this is where it gets personal, and you know me, SS Devil Advocate. I believe that I should be given my credit, my crown, my flowers, because I said distinctly that the defense should have put it in for a reduced sentence. That was my argument from day one. I remember weeks ago I was on Emotep Live. I was also on Rick Stream Live. And I said it, that I think the best thing that the defense should have asked for is a reduced sentence. However, asking for a reduced sentence might appear like an admission of guilt, and so they want to tread carefully. But I would think that the defense would have put in the argument that based on the fact that a jury tampered with it and they rule while the juror was still on the bench, was still there, the judge made a decision that benefited the matter for it to continue, all that discrepancy, phone tampering and stuff. Vybz Kartel also already served some 12 years in prison. Let us ask for a reduced sentence wherein it would benefit all parties involved. He was already convicted of the matter. However, we aren't satisfied with the fact that how this matter went about, with jury tampering, jury bribing, jury being corrupted, juror being corrupted, also phone evidence being tampered with and stuff like that. So we would have asked for leniency or for you to grant a reduced sentence to this individual. I thought that's what they should have asked, because in asking for it, which I have said repeatedly, it would have guaranteed that Vybz Kartel would be released at a certain time and case closed. So if he gets 5 years, he has served 13, put 5 more years or 7, would have made it 20 years. Then he would have served that time and then he would be a free man, case closed. There's a guaranteed designated time for him to be released, and that will be done and over with. But you know, attorneys are in business to make money. It matters not how close you believe a relationship is between them and their client. They are in business to make money. And so with the continuation of this, the lawyers make money just the same. And so they are the ones who benefit. Vybz Kartel is a mere pawn in their game. You understand? The evidence are pointing to him being guilty. The evidence is just a procedure which had created a lot of discrepancy. And because of such, that little procedure the defense decided to run with and make it a matter and bring it and believe that it was a solid enough case for them to bring to the Privy Council, and in which they did. However, it's still not ruling out in their favor completely, because here again, the Privy Council have ruled, they have made a decision that they will be referring it to the Court of Appeal. So upon referring it back to the Court of Appeal, a decision will be made. I don't think he can apply for bail because it's not a retrial that was declared. So a new case, so let us appeal it. The ruling still stands. I see a lot of persons are saying that Vybz Kartel is free. I am not so sure about that. I'm not so sure about him walking out or going home tonight, because they say that they are referring it back to another court. So it's like if I decided if the Privy Council decided that they're going to refer it back to, let's say, the resident magistrate court, that doesn't mean, or the circuit court, that doesn't mean, or the Supreme Court, I'm sorry, that doesn't mean that he will walk out of jail because the matter is referred to a different court. It doesn't mean that he'll walk out of prison. It means that the ruling still stands, but we will see how best we are able to assist you by referring it back to a different court, because we don't want to have it to deal with, and that's what's taking place. Possibility exists that the defense can ask for a bail. I don't know, because it's not a new case. It is the same case, and so I'm not sure about Isaac Buchanan asking for bail for his client and stuff like that. However, I believe strongly that if my suggestion was taken, it would have created a clearer way or more precise and pronounced verdict for Vybz Kartel, and we would be looking at a pronounced date for him to be released, rather than going back through all of this. And you know, it weigh heavily on an individual to have their matter, they're in prison, they want to be released, and they're exhausting all resources to make certain that they can get a ruling in their favor for you to come out. But hey, it's a learning lesson for all those who are involved, that if you do a crime, it's a possibility, a very strong possibility, that you will be caught. And when you're caught, there's also a very strong possibility that you will be sentenced to do a lengthy prison sentence for a crime that was committed. So all those who are saying that yes, Vybz Kartel is innocent and he should be freed and he should be released and stuff like that, it's also a cautionary tale. People will make an example out of you and let you know that you can't just do these kind of things. I'm going based on the evidence. Based on the evidence I'm going by. That you can't do these kind of things and expect that, okay, everybody's going to walk around with fear and intimidation and it's going to be a walk in the park for you, as intense, say, bussy, smoke and drink and then we laugh and all these kind of things. It doesn't work out. Those are fantasies. It may work when you are probably a Teflon done, So you're working with fear and intimidation. You know who witnesses are, you know witness family. And so, but it will only work for so long. You can ask John Gotti. There was also a police officer by the name of Showain. I think it's Showain Campbell that the DPP has put away, you know, for life. He got a life imprisonment conviction for the rape and murder of a 14-year-old girl. This is a law enforcement officer. And, you know, it was said that, you know, he raped the girl. The matter was reported and stuff. And when he was out on bail, the girl disappeared, nowhere to be found. And because of such, you know, the evidence came in of where persons who are in prison that he spoke with came out and gave evidence and say that, you know, this is what he said that he did with the girl and stuff like that. And that was all taken into consideration. And the judge gave him a life imprisonment for the murder of the 14-year-old. So this is no joke. People think that prison life is a joke and it's okay to do these kind of things and think that, okay, because we live in a corrupted society, let me see how best I can work with corruption so it benefits me and I'm satisfied because I have resources. It doesn't work like that all the time. And if it works, sometimes it's not going to work all the time. You understand? I'm not saying that Vybz Kartel is guilty of the crime. I'm speaking based on the evidence that was presented to us. So based on the evidence, it seemed that he was actually guilty of it, that he in fact committed this crime. You understand? Looking back at the entire situation again, the verdict is that they're referring the matter back. I guess people want to know that if he's going to walk out today or he's going to come out. We don't know. But based on what the Privy Council have said is that it's no longer in there and it's back to Jamaica court system, back to Jamaica justice system for them to make a decision if the verdict will stand or if he's eligible for a retrial. And based on that, that's what they're going to work with. Whatever it is the Court of Appeal decide, it will be a binding precedent. You can't go back to the Privy Council again. I don't think you can go back to the Privy Council again because the Privy Council have taken it out of their hand. And so it's up to the Court of Appeal, and which is in Jamaica, and the Jamaican justice system to make a decision based on the ruling and based on what is presented in front of them. I do hope that I know it's heavy on a lot of persons, Vybz Kartel and his family. You know, it's heavy on them, and it's also heavy on the family of Clive Blizzard Williams, because if he's not dead and nothing is wrong with him, where the hell is this guy? He just happened to disappear for 13 years or 14 years and just decide not to show up in the spotlight anymore and all of that. You understand what I'm trying to say? It just seems very strange and bizarre for anybody to buy into that. And so with that being said, I just hope that everybody else out there take it as a cautionary tale. We are not perfect or anything like that. But when you're an entertainer and you have all the favor of the public and you have so many things going for you, from Street Vibes, rum to condom to all of so many things going for you. There was also a designer or a businessman from Canada who decided to go in merchandise for Vybz Kartel, where there were sneakers, there were hats, there were so many things out there for him that he had going for him, including a huge fan base. I think that that should have been a great moment for him to capitalize on, rather than getting himself involved in all of this foolishness. You understand? Wherein you're arrested, you're losing your life, your health is deteriorating and all of these things, sitting behind bars, serving a life imprisonment. That can never be a soup well served for anybody to digest. And because of that, you know, it's just a cautionary tale to all the persons out there. You understand? You will be caught eventually. Eventually, you will be caught. And if you're caught, then, you know, you just know that that's it for you. That's it for you. It's sad. And I can understand so many persons are, you know what? Enjoy your day, guys. May God bless you. Bye-bye.